Rabbi say, the good and the bad news is that there's no more of Miller for the rest of the Sefer.
Well, I got an email from
Simcha.
Simcha. I didn't really look at it too much, but it sounds like he photocopied the rest of something rather.
No, he sent this English translation by this Rav Sabag. We once used it a little bit. That he sent it, the download. But he also, I asked him to send me the Sefer. But okay.
So we're learning the translate for us.
The good news is because we'll move a little quicker. The bad news is because we'll lose out on what he had to teach us. They're working on.
I enjoyed very much what he said. They said that the Chovos haLevavos didn't exactly say, and that he brought to another level.
Yeah. So they are working on printing the rest of it, but it takes time. Well, let's go to Ashara Shishi Shara Kniya. I'm going to be relying a lot on the Lev Tov. Even reading from there, Lev Tov is just it's the Chovos haLevavos rewritten in a more modern Hebrew,
yes,
so to speak.
Rav Kanarek Zatzal liked it. I know that.
Who liked it?
Rav Kanarek Zatzal. He
says it's very good.
He said this makes it.
It makes it easier.
It might even
be, could I just to do the bottom, do the Lev Tov, because it's the same thing. It's just written in
easier to understand even.
An easier, right? Okay, so the Lev Tov here does say Sharakni. He says here too. He has a little paragraph usually before each thing. Shnei Tomim. A little introduction. Summarizes what he's going to say. Because of two reasons. Cover Rabbeinu Mekayim Shar HaKniya. Acharei Shar Yuchar. I said two reasons why Chovos haLevavos wrote the Shar Kniya after Shar Yuchar HaMaisa. And Shar Yuchar HaMaisa. What's that?
Is what? Jealousy?
No, Kniya is humility, submission.
Humility. Okay.
Okay.
With a chaf, not a kuf.
Okay.
Right. Kufnan. So, right again, Shar Yuchar HaMaisa was that you actually be lishma and not loy lishma. Okay, so after that comes Shar Kniya. The one reason because the greatest thing, the thing that's most common as a cause why my avodas Hashem is now the Shem Shemayim, it's because of my arrogance. I'll show who oivedas Hashem Shem Shemayim. The arrogance that I'm serving Hashem Shem Shemayim is self-destructive, right? It becomes self-contradictory because if I have arrogance, it means that then I'm doing it for myself. Submission, humility, distance that guy. Number two, this is all just the Lev Tov's little introduction. Because the foundation, the shirish of serving Hashem is being submission totally in front of Hashem. The harchokas min hamida shalada, and distancing yourself from any type of that I'm a master, that I'm an odon, right? Total submissiveness. Mesha avdihu, right? In Eved, it's kamash yesh Eved. Kana bailav. Mesha ben was the ultimate Eved, which means that everything belongs to him. He didn't have any aspect of that. He's a master. He's an Eved. That was his inherent being, and therefore, hachna is the foundation. When we call anfei hagaiva, hachna mafsher shalom l'shtacher midas eila. If you have the midah of hachna, that allows you to release yourself from these midas of admus, and attribute that only Hashem is the master, and I'm the total eved. Okay, so Omar Machaber. So I'm reading the Lev Tov. Being that we explained in the Shar before this, Shar Yichad HaMaisa, the obligation that my avodas Hashem should be purely l'shem Elikim, And we came on to Mikol Adar, Ma'abdim Ha'odom Kavon Zu. Hadov Ha'ma'avir Achim Maher Higeus Ha'odom, Al Shu Oiveres Hashem Shem Shemayim. This is the thing that causes us to lose that intent. That intent that I'm totally aligned with Avodas Hashem is gaiva. You know, is that gaiva means that I'm a person here, right? If I don't feel that I have that everything I have belongs to Hashem, right? So I'm not gaiva because it totally belongs to Hashem. If I totally belongs to Hashem, so I'm certainly going to be serving Hashem in that manner. But if I have gaiva, it means that there's a me, right? There's a me in my relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and that is very destructive. Then, if you're a factor, then that is a cause for you to be serving Hashem not lishma. You'll be serving Hashem with other reasons because you're a factor here. Since this is a tremendous cause of losing, of ruining your avodas Hashem, mafsid. Therefore, says Chovos haLevavos, I saw it correct, proper. From all that I should be doing. You know, it's writing further. The most important thing right now is the hasmach shara kodim, as be'er adav hamarchik that I should explain here what are the things that will distance me from gaiva, and that is hachno. So therefore, the shar is going to be dedicated to hachno, because that's the key. Hachno is submission. Okay, hachno being machnia yourself to someone else. Which is the key of doing everything for that person. And Evet is machnia himself to his master. And as far as he's not, so then he's not serving the master, he's serving himself, whatever it is. It's going to be a flaw in his servant's service of his master, service of Hashem. So that's one reason why he felt that he should discuss now hachno as the next step in the ladder. So he says, Chovos haLevavos, a second reason why I should be discussing hachno now, because hachno is the root of being a servant. It's almost a synonym from what I'm understanding. Hachno and evet. And through the midah of hachno, I could free myself from that aspect of being an odin. And to bring him to attribute to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, only to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the midah of adnos. As David HaMelech says in a famous line, but it's from Divrei HaYomim, Hashem HaGedula VaGvura VaTiferes VaNeit VaOid Yichol B'Shamayim U'Va'aretz. David HaMelech attributes all these midas, which are all types of adnos, aspects of a master, of someone who's a ruler, Gedula, Gvura, Tiferes, Neitzach, V'Hoid. It's all L'cha Hashem. It says until and further, K'miva Shachak Yarech Hashem. Who? What Shachak mean in the world? I have the English here. K'miva Shachak. Who in the heavens can be compared to Hashem? Who among the mighty can be likened to Hashem? Okay. The only exception over here that Sefer HaLevavos says is Hashem is not conceivable to attribute to him any vestige, whatsoever of the trait of submission. Hachana is something that cannot be attributed to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Therefore, he's the master of masters, says the Sefer HaLevavos. That midah of submission is something that's like not shaykh to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the Melech Malchei HaMalach. Everything is submission to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Okay, right, huh? Further submission has another aspect to it. It says ravravus. As he has a list here of things that the being machnia yourself, having the meat of achno, the midah that I don't have to be, on the top of the totem pole. I could serve someone else. It's fine. It doesn't lessen me. If anything, it might make me greater even. But it doesn't lessen me in any way because I submit myself and I'm willing to listen to other people, to follow other people. So he says that midah is marchik me'odem esravavos. Esravavos means making yourself, copying the word, grandiose. And I don't know what these words mean in English, but okay. It's nasos. He says presumption, as goiv alev, pride, as hisparus, haughtiness, as histarurus, thinking highly of oneself, vesashif alim shal odam, and a desire to rule over others, velachmei dvarim shem lamalam eriko, and to desire things that are really above your level. Umidas dermis ma'anfir gaiva, and other midas that come as outgrowths of gaiva. So I guess he's saying that it's just such an important midah to have, because he brought here earlier that the Rambam says, right? We know it's the famous Rambam that says that in all midas you should go the middle way. When you're working on it, you go to the extreme, but to bounce back to the middle. But gaiva, he says, is something that you should have no amount of gaiva in you. So
What if your guy was telling you?
gaiva is arrogance.
No, I understand that. I heard once from, I think it was someone in the yeshiva. I don't want to say like flum, could be wrong. There was an idea that some people need the fancy car, they need that to be able to motivate them to do the mitzvah, because they need that certain amount of ego to be in place there. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but that was just the idea.
It's interesting you're saying that. It is interesting you say that. I remember hearing once from Rav Segal and Avad that this what the Rambam writes, you should get rid of all gaiva and all that. It's not for yeshiva tonic. Yeshiva tonic is kids, like teenagers. They need that to motivate them. They need to feel a little bit gaiva because that motivates them. But ultimately, it's not a good midah. Ultimately, it brings you, again, the more you feel that you're something means that you're not submissive, submissive to others. So this is the reasons why he is start. The next shar is shar hachadar. Okay, let's go here. And then there are 10 prokim. There are 10 prokim in shar hachadar, and he says. Says the haLevavos, binyan hachna asar dvar. In order to study hachna, there's 10 things we have to discuss. Number one, mahi hachna. First of all, what is it? Like you keep on asking, what is hachna? Number two, l'kama chalokim minachak is what are the subdivisions of hachna? Number three, gimel idei ma ba odem lidei hachna. What brings me? If it's so good, so I want to know what are the things that are going to bring me to hachna. Number four, be'ezeh mokem alav l'shtamish ba. Where do I use this midah? Where does it apply? Number five, seems to be similar to three, how I attain it. Number six, how do I act? So what's the halacha l'maisa? Number seven, how can I tell? How can I know about a person, another person? Does he have achna or not? Number eight, another thing we have to clarify, can I get achna only if I've done the first 5 sharim. I have the other midos, or the good midos. What's the opposite? I could get it, or maybe it doesn't mean the other sharis. It means midos in general. I could either. Do you say I need the good midos to be able to get hachna, or hachna is the key to get good midos? Number 9, can I have both midos? Humility, hachna, and gaiva, and hori, and being together. And number 10, what is the benefit? Ultimate benefit for this world and the next world. What is the benefit of the midah of hachna? Perik Aleph. Perik Aleph. So Perik Aleph is supposed to tell us what is hachna. How do I define it? Mahi hachna. It means that a person's spirit, a person's nefesh is nemucha means low, and shvela means what is a better words in English? Is the lowliness of the soul. Vishaloi. A nefesh shvela means someone he's low. He doesn't. I don't know. How would you translate that? Someone help me.
Low spirit doesn't mean low spirit in that sense. It means
Depressed?
He holds himself to me unimportant.
Unimportant.
No, the word. How would you say shiflut? Shuffle.
Humble. That's the word I would use, right? Humbled. Humbled. I don't know why here translates it. It's the okay. He doesn't feel he has a value in his own eyes. Now, I'm not sure because we have to be careful here, right? We're going to do this together, but you have to have self, right? I mean,
no, everybody says you have to think.
Right. Well, maybe you don't have that self. Yourself is, maybe yourself is that I'm Eved Hashem. And then in itself is quite a self. Right? Maybe that's where Hachna allows me to become a true Eved Hashem. But you can't be a nothing. A nothing is a nothing. Right? Moshe Rabbeinu wasn't a nothing. Little are nothings. They're very great. So when we're talking about Hachna, we're not talking about being a nothing. But you shouldn't, like in your own eyes, think you're hot stuff. It's a midah of the nefesh. The nefesh has such a midah. He's saying. Okay, let's see. When a person taka this midah is rooted in the nefesh of the person, it expresses itself on his limbs. In other words, it's a midah in the nefesh, not a midah in my limbs, in my physical, but it's expressed. You always talk softly, and quietly. Someone who in his nefesh has the midah of hachna, it expresses of how he talks. He talks softly, he talks quietly, he does not make a big noise. And even when he gets angry, he has the humility. He doesn't take revenge. Even if he has the power to take revenge for wrong, if he has the midah of hachna, he doesn't go that way. Say over about a king. Someone rebelled against him, sinned against him, and he supposed to be punished. They brought the whip to give him lashes. So the king said to the guy, Chai Hashem, like he took a shvua. If I wouldn't be so angry at you, I would give you a real big punishment. But being that I see that I'm so angry at you, so I guess he didn't want to express that midah. And the kas is coming from, not from another. So he forgave him. And they say that the king explained what he was doing. And any makir over to go to kol kach, he says, I don't know, I don't recognize any wrongdoing that's so great that should be able push for me the meat of anova, and to bring me to revenge. As bad as whatever the guy did, that it would cause me to lose it, so to speak, right? It's not worth it. Not worth it. And as I'm talking, that's what it sounds like. If a person really has the meat of achno, he doesn't lose it, because when you lose it, it's because someone pushed a button, right? Someone crossed you. Someone did you something wrong. You don't lose it if you don't think the guy did you anything wrong. If it's just an objective thing that happened, it's all objective. You open up the books, you see what's supposed to happen to the guy, and he gets what he's supposed to get. You don't get angry then. Anger is an expression of
that change.
Of gaiva, right? You did something to me, and it's making me angry. If I have a midah of hachno, so it doesn't. In Hebrew, they say "zaloma zizel," right? It doesn't get me up. It doesn't get me upset. So the king was saying, as bad as whatever the guy did, if I should feel that it's causing me, that need for revenge and that need of revenge, it's not worth it. Let me forgive him. Let him move on. So that's what achno is. It's a midah in the nefesh. And if you have it, Ona v'shas kasei, I assume means that when you should be getting angry, when you were wronged and crossed, you react with hadith. Okay, so he did it. So big shmel. Let's not get so worked up about it. That's what hachno is. Okay, we'll continue his trend tomorrow, Thursday.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Moshe, hiding behind your screen.